don't like. Beautiful. Hello and welcome everyone. This is Jackie G and I've got Jackie P sitting right alongside me in a Zoom square somewhere out there. We just want to say welcome to our team growers. This is our second team time of the month. We are already one of 2 months. So we are very, very excited to have you with us tonight. We've got a big opportunity for you all tonight. We're going to just have to stay muted if you would. And we're going to keep you going here in our recording. So here we go. We want to kick it off with some fantastic celebrations. So we know that we had our first marked goal to be on track to your goals of the team growers and the commitments you made to yourself and to your team is to have 1 QNC by the end of last week, and then to have 2 by the end of the month. So we want to shine on those who are shining bright and achieving the goals. Let's take a quick view. We've got those that have 1, 2, or 3, and some are QNC'd, some are not. Our goal is to qualify them to 400 by the end of the month. But I'm going to do a shout out to each and every one of you very quickly. We want to start with Fanta. I know she's from the East Coast. She has 1 sponsor, Ronnie Prince, with 1, Maria Bryant, Samantha Lopez, Renee, Renee, how do I say your name? Kosterba? That's what I thought. Okay, Kosterba. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate help. I like to know it. Then we've got, no, this one we don't know. We think it's Marilyn.
My Italian says it's Fagionato.
Fagionato. Thank you, Italian. I love a translator. Thank you. So, and Amber Krause and Rhonda Brooks all joining everyone with 1 sponsor. Some are QNC'd. We just said go sponsoring, and we'll keep shining lights every single week on those qualified as well. Then hitting her 2, and I do know these are qualified. That's why she's the one that has hit the goal already. That's Miss Betty Green. We're so proud of you. And look at this, Holly Thomas with us with 3 sponsors. She's qualified 1, but 3, and they're on their way to qualifying and continuing. So we want to do a great big celebration to all of you that have sponsored thus far. Now, this was through Monday, so in case more has happened or we're off something, just note, we will keep watching this and keep doing more recognition in our WhatsApp group. If you're here and you're not in WhatsApp, you got to get in WhatsApp. That's where your group is. That's where your community is. So reach out to your regional BDC. If you have not yet joined the WhatsApp group, we'll send you a quick link, okay? So what does that mean? So far, 9 out of 39 of you have had at least 1 sponsor. That is being on track and trending. So that means that we have about 23% of you on track and 67% still getting that momentum to get on track to the target. Again, the goal is 2 QNCs to remain in the team, to stay here and remain on target. Hold yourself to what you say you're going to do. Get a buddy, work with your upline, get together as often as you can, reach out to your BDC here and there as you need some additional support, but we are here to say, yes, you can. Betty, we congratulate for being official with 2 QNCs, and she has been amazing in the WhatsApp, sharing and shining everywhere. So thank you for that. So we wanted to pause before we go to our success panel and tell you that we believe you are all incredibly brilliant, incredibly set for success. So we have made from your WhatsApp group, and Jack and I last Friday offered each and every one of you 15 minutes. It was free Friday. It was Fast Focus 15, and you had 15 minutes with your BDC. So some of you took advantage of that. So we wanted to just share with you all of the strategies that we've been seeing you share in WhatsApp in our coaching times that are in place for you to make sure you've got plan A, B, and C to reach your goal of at least 2 QNCs this month, so you're set to qualify to leader next month. So I'm going to turn this over to Jack. She's going to say hello, and she's going to tell us her favorites of this billboard.
Well, you guys, I have to say, first of all, my dog is joining us tonight. He got lost. He's very old. He got lost in my office and ran into the wall. So he's going to be joining us for the foreseeable future. I have to say that the way y'all are using the WhatsApp is so inspiring. I love to see you cheering for each other. I love to see you help each other problem solve. If you haven't been active in the WhatsApp and you're just watching, I hope you choose to participate with your peers here, because there is genius in this group, and that willingness to problem solve together is what makes great leaders. So I just wanted to say how inspiring I think that is. And as we picked apart all of these things that we saw you sharing and saw you um, coaching each other on, truly, I have to say that opening your dang mouth is maybe the biggest standout. Getting out of your own way, being brave, and choosing to do instead of talking about doing, choosing to do instead of plan. So open your mouth, I think, is your best idea so far. I love when you schedule exact times and places to do things, because then you're keeping a promise to yourself, like scheduling 3 prospecting days a week. Do it. Schedule it and keep that promise to yourself. That's so, so, so important. And finally, I love when you tell your stories. I love when you show who you are to your audience, no matter who it is, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's in person, I don't care. Tell your story, share who you are, because who you are is your very greatest asset. If anybody can join a direct sales business, not everybody can be successful. And you all are doing it. You're out there doing it. And I'm really, really, really proud of you. So show who you are. Okay? Say
All
yes.
right. I love it. So I'm going to pick a couple of my favorites. There's really so many. Before I go there, I want to just revert you back to training. We shared with you on Marketing Monday all the ways to talk about giving 67 celebration facials or samples or gift bags with just your QR code or website. We also talked about how do we use sachet cards? Maybe you can get that ready for your plan in September. Order now and be prepared and give maybe 10 away, and really follow up with the video training that we have on sachet cards. We also did, thank you, Kendall, for allowing me to share a little bit of time, how to go in and approach business for pop-up tabletops, all right? So make sure you're paying attention to those videos. And again, using the links and the training that we have, such as using the bit.ly link, Jafra Biz Opportunity Chat, as well as your own website and maybe a video text for who you're thinking of that day to invite. So let me just give you a couple of my favorites. I also love that you have been creative booking facials and parties. My favorite, right at the very top, is personals and parties. And I think, I don't know if Betty started it, but it created this momentum. And it was like somebody said, you know what, oh my gosh, maybe Maria even said, I booked my first facial. Connie, I remember you booking a facial. It was like, oh my gosh, I booked my first facial. I'm nervous, I don't know what to do. Some of you booked a party, I don't know what to do. And you asked each other what to do. You know what? Book it yourself. Be your own hostess if you want to. Some of you might prefer online Facebook parties. Some of you might prefer in person. I love setting up a tabletop and saying, listen, I'm at Starbucks, and many of you had this idea. You were talking about having a place to invite people. I think it was Jackie out there. She said, I'm going to use my joy of makeup. I love to do makeup. And I'm just going to set up shop somewhere, one at my home, one at Starbucks. And I'm just going to invite a certain amount of people and people I meet throughout the week to come be my guest. Hand them, you know, the ticket to get in the door, which is free for a drawing, and they can save a seat for a friend. And again, someone else, I can't remember who it was, maybe it was Angie, talking about a friend's aging out party. Actually, I even think a couple of you talked about this. Our friends are getting older, getting wrinkles. I want to tell them I'm in a boot camp, I'm in training. I need to do 10 different facials this week, or skin consults on my phone, or a couple of facials by the end of the month. And I want to treat you. Come be my guest. Give me some feedback for a 30-minute in training party, and I'm going to pamper you. So I love that. I love product testers. I love people getting together, because once it's on, it sells itself. You don't have to worry about how to sell. I'm going to end with this. I also really loved, I just lost it. There we go. Carrying flyers everywhere you go. Fanta, you were doing that. I know Betty, she's really showing us all to be prepared with bags, and many of you in the WhatsApp group at least have a flyer have something to open up a conversation to say, oh my gosh, I'm growing a team. I'm looking for those holiday people right here asking who's looking for a job, who's looking for a gig, who do you know that loves to save money and loves all things beauty, talks about family budgets. Help me. Here's some flyers. Have them reach me. I am doing this in the next couple of weeks because I'm ready to help people for the holiday season. So I loved all y'all. I thought it was amazing. And so thank you so much for your shares. We aren't here for you to read it or us to read it to you. We're going to post these slides one by one in the WhatsApp group so that you can print them. You can keep looking at them. If you ever say, I don't know what to do, that's not true. Your friends here in this group have given you so many ideas in one slide. So thank you all so much for sharing. All right. Well, speaking of sharing, we've got a couple, I know, maybe two, maybe three, not sure if Bertha made it or not tonight, but I do want to say we're super excited to bring to you two of our ultimate best team growers. They were the first ones and the strongest ones based on their team results who really led the way from the last team growers. They were showing up in every Facebook post, every comment, every meeting. They were doing things constantly. They were the most consistent and they qualified to leader just like you're going to do. So we couldn't be any more excited just to show you on the page, and you're going to see him live on screen. We've got Tucky with us. Denise is out there and possibly Berta, I'm not sure, but we wanted to bring you all this panel of success live. So are you ready? I'm going to start with Tucky and then I'm going to have Jackie hop over and work with Denise. So are you all ready? Let's give them a great big round of applause and welcome them to the next quarter of Team Growers for the 8 Weeks to Success. So Tucky, I'm going to put a little spotlight on you. Let me get you ready. And then let me just see. Jackie, are you out there and able to put a spotlight on me as well, please?
Yes.
Gracias. Okay.
Course.
We're going to do a little interview. All right, Miss Tucky. Oh my gosh, you lit it up last time, girlfriend. So first of all, I'm just going to have you, I'm going to just ask you questions about, tell us about you. How long have you been in Jafra? And a little bit about your lifestyle so they understand how this isn't all you do. You fit this in, you've got a busy life, and really your Jafra history. So give us just a quick synopsis of you.
So I joined Jafra, excuse me, May 29th last year. So I've only been in Jafra a little over a year. Jackie loves telling people how I swore I was never going to sell it. I was never going to join. I already had 2 other businesses. I'm a college student. Wasn't going to happen. I was just going to support Ashley Bell. That was all it was, because I know how important it is to support your people. And I did a facial at Ashley's and tried the Malibu mask, fell in love with it. It was part of the starter kit at the time. And she's like, you know, you can get the Malibu mask for actually less than what it costs retail, and you get 30% off indefinitely. And I was like, well, that's a no-brainer. Like, who doesn't want a discount? So I spent a couple of months just having the shopping discount, and then people started complimenting my skin and how it looked amazing. So I tell them about Jafra and the website. Next thing you know, I have orders coming in. So I guess, okay, I guess I'm adding this as a business. So about September is when I actively started promoting and marketing it. And then I had my first team members join right around that same time. And it just kind of kept blowing up. And I work it with my other 2 businesses, and I have a lot of medical issues. So I need to be self-employed so I can work around my medical challenges. So that's just kind of me in a nutshell.
Excellent. Okay. Now we're going to turn it to you to share your best tips. So what would be the tips? Here, you remember the day you joined the team. It's like, oh, what am I doing? Right now we've got the pressure of I'm in a group. I want to do this. What were some of the best tactics that helped you sponsor and grow your team?
There was 3 things. 1, taking on the challenges, taking on, what do you call them? Call to actions. So every time they had an activity, whether it was 30 facials in 30 days, or talking to X number of people a day, or posting XYZ, whatever I was told to do, I did it. And guess what? It actually worked. So they pretty much, you guys know what you're talking about. I did the actions. I took the steps. I did what I was told to do, and it was a magic formula. It worked. And so that was number 1. Number two for me is I'm not much of a social media person. I feel like I do better in person. I feed off people's reactions and interactions. And so for me, it's see the people, talk to everybody and anybody in person. I did pop-ups at Starbucks. I did happy hour at Applebee's. I went to all the places, did all the things. I even was out Mother's Day weekend in 90-degree weather. When Starbucks was closed, I still sat out on their patio because I said I would be there. And so seeing the people for me in person was my magic because that's just how my personality flows. And number three is follow up, follow up, follow up. When you talk to somebody, if they're not willing to buy or able to buy right then and there or to join right then and there, following up with them is absolutely key because you never know when their magic time is. Just like with me, my magic time wasn't the first time or the fourth time, but all of a sudden it just hit at some point. So keeping track of who you're talking to and following up.
Excellent. So for all of you in the audience, we're going to come back with questions, Q&A with your success panel here. So if you're hearing Tucky and what she's saying and you have particular questions, write them down, okay? And then we're going to come back and just be able to have a little bit of Q&A time with each of them. So Tucky, I just have to say, honestly, not a joke, you guys. She literally was like doing a pop-up table in a parking lot. She didn't care. She just plastered her car. She went out, she went everywhere, and she just was constantly meeting people. So,
and always had stuff in the back of my car. So I would be ready
did.
anytime, no matter who was asking me. Even yesterday at happy hour, I was talking about the lip stuff and I was like, oh, let me run out to my car. I got stuff right now. You can try the prebiotic lip oil. It was like, boom, I had it with me.
She literally, and I'm going to end with two things. I'm going to brag, and then I'm going to ask her one question before I turn this over to Denise and Jackie. She literally, not kidding, and we saw this when she took on, she did take any call to action. We'll give you one tonight when we leave. She did it. She took it real because she was like, okay, I guess this is what I do. It wasn't like she came in with a magic formula. She just followed and did it. We saw you, Tucky. We had a challenge a couple of months ago. It was across the nation in all regions, 30 facials in 30 days. I'm not sure how many you got through. Do you remember your number?
I think it was like 37.
Wow. And I will tell you, that's when we saw Tucky just move. It was just, you could just see what was happening. She focused on giving them the gift of the business. And now she even has team growers in the team grower group, and she's a new manager as of this summer. So Tucky, I'm going to ask one simple question. When you're out and about and you just open your mouth and talk to people, could you give us one or two sort of examples of what you say when you're out and about? If you were to see me at a Starbucks, how would you start that conversation?
Typically, I start with a compliment or a form of appreciation. So if it's a barista, thank you so much. I see how hard you're working. You deserve some pampering. Let me give you this gift. So it's more of an appreciation gift of the goodie bag than it is about a sales pitch. And they love it because so many times they put their hand to their heart. Oh, you recognize it. You see what I'm doing. You appreciate all the work. So the fact that I'm acknowledging that makes them super happy. Or if it's like another customer sitting at a table, I will pay them a genuine. I don't just like have a compliment for everybody. It's a genuine. I love your hat. I love the pink. That is so cute. What do you do? Or what's your name? Or, just something that starts the conversation with a genuine compliment. And I think I didn't do it that time, but I try to say, your hat is amazing. Your glasses are so cute, to make the compliment about them and not what I like, because it should be about what they're doing that's awesome and not what I like about what they're doing. So I try to start the compliments that way, of your hat, your earrings, your shirt. And then I just kind of start the conversation from there. So either a form of appreciation or a compliment.
I love this. Matter of fact, the podcast that we put in the Team Growers this week is called with Kelly Northcott. It says how to sponsor this summer. And the main thing she talks about is go out while you can. It's busy. It's summer. Pretty soon, before we know, the weather turns and all of a sudden we're in the house again. And she talked about just being honest and authentic. Just as Tucky said, she could have written the podcast, and it literally says, because what do people do? They always say, what do you do? Whether you open up to that or they do, and you listen. Many of you on that strategy board I just need to talk to people and listen, because eventually the conversation gets there. So thanks for loving my Barbie look today. I'm all about the pink today, but I say thank you, Tucky. Let's hear it for Tucky. Thank you so much, superstar. And we'll come back for a couple of questions after Denise. Thank you so much. All right, Jackie, we're
All
going
right,
to
I'm
go
looking
back
for
to
my friend.
you. So are you ready, Miss Jackie?
I am so ready.
Go for it, girl. I'm going to spotlight you. And there we go.
Hi, Denise.
Hi,
Hi, bestie. How are you?
I'm great, thanks.
Good to see your face. Okay, you guys, let me introduce Denise, okay? Denise was our last round of team growers. She is a person who is so stubborn in the best way. She digs in her heels, she decides something's going to happen, and then she does it. And I've had the pleasure of hanging out with Denise in person and at the Charlotte Quarterly event, and she was a shining star there and recruited someone from the event through her phone. So claim to fame is being the best student in my book. I adore you. Denise, tell everybody about you.
Um, Actually, this is like my second go round with Jafra. So that's how much I love Jafra. But I've been with Jafra this time. Actually, you could take Tucky's comments and duplicate it because
There was something in the water then, huh?
I mean, Tucky and I are so much alike. Everything Tucky said applies. And if you seriously, I mean, it's I've been in a little over a year the second go round. It really was something that I really just kind of wanted back in for myself. But when I really thought about it, I wanted to do it, but I wanted to do it my way. When, how, where, on my terms. And Jafra's seriously, the only company that allows you to do that and allows you to be you. So the one thing that I do want to stress to everyone out there is to be yourself. Don't try to duplicate somebody else. You can duplicate things like 30 faces because you need to do that. You need to set that goal and then you need to act on it. But you need to be authentic and you need to be you. Don't try to be anybody else. Don't try to be me. Don't try to be Tucky. Don't try to be Jackie or Jackie. You need to be you, your authentic you. Because if you try to be somebody else, you're going to fail. You're going to be stagnant. You will stop wanting to do if you try to pretend that you are going to become somebody that you're not. You have to become who you are inside. So that's one bit of something that I'm giving you from my heart. You have to be your authentic you. But you have to have a goal and you have to act on it. So any challenge that you get, do them. And if you're not given those challenges, make your own. Simply make your own. Take your calendar and say, I'm going to talk to these 3 people today. I'm going to do 3 back of hands. I'm going to go get me a cup of coffee for my own self and reward myself. But while I'm there, I'm going to notice 3 people and talk to them. So make your own challenges if you're not given any. You know, don't let this one 6-week period or 8-week period tell who you are. In other words, carry that on. Don't let this determine your your next step or who you are, go on. Don't let this just, I had to say it. I'm sorry, but I had
Don't
to
be
say
sorry.
this.
My favorite thing about you, Denise, is this right here, this passionate for freedom of self, and this the way that you speak like about growing into who you are as a person is the
It's
reason
what,
that I think you succeed.
well, it's what Jaffer is. This is what Jaffer is, because it allows you to do this, and it allows you to pass this on to your clients, to a consultant that you bring into this with you. It allows you to share that passion. It allows you to share a passion for a product that you have, for the growth for them to come in, whether they want it just to love the product themselves or they want to grow a business for themselves. It is what you want. It's everything that you want. If you really want something, you can have the moon. You can have anything that your heart desires. It's all in what you give it. But you have to just do it. You have to actually do it because you love it. If you don't love what you're doing, you don't need to be doing it. So just love it. Absolutely love what you're doing. Pick the products that you love the most and do those products. Love that product that you're showing somebody. And if you want to give them samples and share that with them, and like Tucky said, give an authentic compliment to somebody to start a conversation. It works every time to start up a conversation. And that's usually all it takes.
I love it. If you had one action that you thought was pivotal for you and your experience, what do you think that one action that you took would be?
To bring somebody in,
Or to grow
as
your
a
to grow your
to grow
business,
the
to grow your team?
business,
Yeah.
to show them our number one product,
What's that, Denise?
and that is our business kit.
That's my girl.
And I could not be more serious than what I am. Honest to goodness, when you go to the table to really present to someone, whether it's by them having an order that with $50 more they can become a consultant, or whether you're presenting it to them because you think they would be a good consultant fit from the get-go, our kit is the number one product that Jafra has, because no matter which way you go with that, it is the best product that we have to offer.
Yeah.
No matter how you slice it.
The business kit plus the comp plan plus the discount plus all of the beautiful parts of being part of a team. I mean, like, get out.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down.
I love it. Do you have anything else that you want to share? Any wisdom that you want to share with the gals?
The only thing I want to say is these gals have got it going on. They are moving and a grooving.
That's right.
And the only thing that I can tell all of you is to don't be shy to reach out and to talk to somebody else, to get on the phone, just talk to each other, do what y'all were doing about throwing out the ideas on the WhatsApp and brainstorm with each other to come up with something. Tucky and I are both, if you cannot tell, the shy girls that we are. We are people.
Wilting flowers, both of you.
Exactly. But very much people person oriented. And I do much better, talking to somebody face to face than I do over a telephone. And that's just how she and I both are. And once you do it, a couple of times, you will be too. So it's a matter of going out and doing it and just throwing care to the wind and getting over those little kind of fears or whatever that you have, and just do it a couple of times. Because once you do and you get a taste of somebody going, yes, I love that, give me some more, you're going to be out there doing it all the time. So you just need to do it. Throw the cares to the wind and get on out there and talk to these folks, because once you do, it starts the snowball effect, and then you will be hopping and a popping, because you'll put your mind to it, and then it's like, oh yeah, it builds up that momentum.
Right, you kind of get hooked on success, right? You kind of get
Yes.
hooked on the way that it feels to open up something else in other people. And I know that you feel that way. So thank you
Yes.
so much for coming. This is awesome. I guess we can open up for questions, because honestly, these two gals are going to be really great resources for y'all. And I know that they are very willing to answer any questions that you have.
All right, we're going to take 5 minutes. If anybody would like to unmute the microphone and ask a specific question of Denise or Tucky, take it away.
Quick question.
Yes, Maria, thank you.
Which business kit do you prefer to promote?
What's your favorite kits, ladies?
Well, right now, because the Royal Decanter one has so much value and is such an incredible product that anybody and everybody could use and love, that's my go-to, especially because it's gone after this month. So I don't want them to be upset that they're like, oh, I'll sign up next month, and then they missed it. So I love promoting the Royal Jelly Decanter, $25 kit. The My Faves is a good one, and I've signed people up with that one because they do get a handful of products. So I actually just signed up a gal today, and she did the $25 kit. She did the decanter one based on my recommendation. But because she's never actually, she signed up without ever even trying Jafra. She was like, okay, sounds good. Now what's Jafra? I do think maybe the My Fave would have been a better one for her, because it would have given her a handful of products to try herself, to try on other people. But I'm going to talk to her about the product packs, because I think the product packs are absolutely the best deal we have to offer.
Insane value. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's that, or if they're looking to really jump in feet first, I think the $200 one with the Defy starter kit. What is that?
Freedom to be you.
Freedom to be you.
Yeah.
So that one is my favorite if they want to jump in feet first and not do a product pack, or they want the free shipping. So that's just kind of my experience, but everybody's got different things they love.
So
Denise, what's your sorry?
Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask what Denise's favorite kit to sponsor with is.
The Freedom to be you.
Yeah.
That's just my fave.
It's got all the
Love
goodies in it.
Well, and it depends. Again, I would bet Denise's favorite, if we're saying product, we know it's the opportunity, but do you love Defy products, Denise?
I do love Defy products, but the products I use personally is not, it's not Defy.
Oh, so funny. So funny. So again, I love that question. It's a great one. What I love that Jafra is doing is, please make sure you're investing in your books, your catalogs, your brochures for the month of September. Again, we've got the kits. And by the way, Tucky's right. The bonus decanter is not there. It's now a bonus almond oil next month, if you haven't gotten your book yet. Okay, so in the Barbie Pink book, you've got can you see it at all? It's the almond. There we go. It's the bonus almond. It's the liter size with a Navigo men's cologne and a stay on lip color. So it is the final 8 days of that kit. Thanks for bringing that to our attention. And again, if they get that kit, again, agreed, then you've got the fabulous packs to go with them. Okay, so, okay, great question. I saw Donzella with her hand up. Take it away.
Can I add one more thing first, Jackie? Sure. It's also about listening to what they're purpose is, what their goal is, what their why is. So just because it's my favorite doesn't mean it's the right fit for them. So like Nana always puts in my head, you have one mouth, two ears, so you listen twice as much as you talk. So it's not just about my favorite, it's what's going to work best for them.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's leading with maybe your favorite, but showing them the choices. That's why your brochures now have everything for them to decide. Let's go through each kit. If you missed yesterday's Jafra Beauty Insiders Training Tuesday, phenomenal. You must watch it. So it does a little bit of this question that you're asking, and how do I listen when I'm with a consultant, a potential or an already new consultant? So excellent training. So thank you, ladies. Okay, Donzella, you're on, girl.
My question is, when you do pop-ups at Starbucks or Panera Bread, do you go first and talk to the manager to ask permission to do it, or do you just pop up and will they allow you to stay there and do that?
Tucky, that's your forte. How do you do it?
I just didn't want to step on toes if somebody else
You're
wanted to
good.
answer it. So Starbucks specifically is very pro small business. So when I've done my pop-ups there, I have just said, hey, I'm here just for a little bit, and have some clients come see me, because they have free refills. That's why I love doing it there. I don't have to pay for more than one drink. So I have never had a Starbucks have a problem. They've specifically told me, come back anytime. You're always welcome. We're happy to have you. They're always great to me. They light up when I come in. I'm always giving them goodie bags. So Starbucks is a great pro-business place to go. But I know some people are very anti-Starbucks for their own reasons. So I think it just depends on the location. So if like Applebee's, we do a lot of our team meetings at Applebee's. We don't call ahead and say we're going to have a team meeting or we're inviting people to come see us. They've never had a problem with that. So in my opinion, Jackie told me it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. So I just kind of pop up and wait for them to come tell me, no, you can't do this, or no, you can't have that. And then I'll, apologize and leave. But I don't want to take too much time calling around just to find a spot, because there are places that don't allow it. Period. Like when I was trying to find places last year for the holidays to do a stop and shop, they absolutely did not allow it. So I think it depends on what your goal is. If you're having people come see you for a hand treatment or a consult, I don't think you need permission. If you're trying to have up a bunch of, pre-packed bundles for the holidays and it's a more retail thing, I think that is more something you need permission for, because in their mind, you're taking money away from them by people going there to shop. So it just depends on what your intention is for the setup.
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. Very good. Denise, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I agree wholeheartedly, because I go between Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. And neither one of those have problems, with you coming in or having clients come in with you. But like Tucky said, if it's a retail situation, I think you should ask.
Excellent. And by the way, we do have a recording at 6 minutes. You can find it on the YouTube channel. If you go into WhatsApp and you click on the top of it, you'll see media, docs, and links. Go into the links, and that's the recording we made last week on how to open conversations with small businesses in your community. Watch it, practice, write your own script, and just do it. So don't be fearful. Small businesses love small businesses. They want your customers. You want theirs. It's a partnership. It's a business partnership to celebrate customers and clients. So I love it. Excellent job to those questions. Kelly, let's go to you for our final question for today, and the rest you can type in the chat, and we'll let our experts answer those a bit later. Take it away, Kelly B.
So my question is, so you're doing the pop-ups there, and I just wanted clarification. You're inviting people to meet you there, or are you soliciting some of the patrons that are there? Like if you went into Starbucks and you invited people to meet you there and you had a lull or you were waiting for somebody to come, were you introducing yourself to any of the patrons, or were you just only interacting with the patrons if they asked you something?
So for me personally, I'm a very people-y person. So people are just kind of drawn to me because I'm smiling, I'm talking to everybody. So I wouldn't say I would call it soliciting, because to me, soliciting would be going, oh, hi, welcome to Starbucks. I'm Tucky. I'm doing Jafra facials. Would you like to come join me for a free facial? To me, that's more soliciting. But if I'm walking up or I'm walking by them or they see my pop-up, a lot of people will see my stuff on the table and get curious and come ask, what are you doing? Or what's that? Or that looks cool, or that's so pretty. And they'll come to me. But the way that I naturally have conversations or smile at somebody across the room or wave or, give them a compliment, it'll start a conversation more naturally than me soliciting and saying, I'm trying to sell you something. I'm trying to, get you to come do what I'm doing. Right now, what I'm doing is I have little raffle tickets and I'm doing surveys on the Diamond Union and the prebiotic lip oil. And so I can have Jackie share it with you guys. Actually, Jackie Pepe helped me make it, so she's probably got a copy. It has a name where they can write in the product, so you can use it for any other new products at launch. And then it just asks them like 3 questions. What word would you use to describe this product? How would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? And would you buy this for yourself as a gift or in bulk? And then I get all their information. And I'm going to do a drawing on the 1st for everybody that did one for a free Diamond Union or a free prebiotic lip oil. And it gets me talking to them. It gets me their information. It gives me a conversation opener. Like, hey, can I get your opinion on this really quick? Actually, I was at a restaurant and I told the bartender, can I get your help for a second? She's like, what's that? I said, if you tell me your opinion about this Jafra perfume, it's going to make my dinner a write-off. So can you help me make this a write-off? And so she was all for it. She filled out the survey. She knows she's in the drawing. It got me her contact. And then the other hostesses walking by were like, oh, that's such a pretty bottle. What is that? I'll come see you in a second. So I went and saw them on my way out. But that was my conversation starter to say, can you help me make this dinner a write-off? So it's just a matter of it's just a matter of how you present it, if it's more presented as a sales thing or a genuine compliment conversation starter.
And then you do take products and put some sort of a mini display.
Oh, absolutely.
When you're at okay.
Hey, I
and
dare you.
How many products would you say?
Go ahead. How many
I didn't hear
products?
the question.
How many products?
You take like 5, 6, 10?
It depends on what my goal of the day is. Like right now, I have a small clear bag that has boost wipes, makeup remover and sponges, the prebiotic lip oil, the Fruteria lip balm, sample sticks, and Diamond Union. And so that's a lot smaller for me to pack around. And then it has my raffle slips. So that is a quick grab and go for when I want to do that. When I purposely want to do facials, I have a roll-up bag I got off Amazon that literally has every skincare line in it. It has all of the cleaners, a couple of the moisturizers, a couple of the serums, hand treatment, foot treatment. So I kind of literally have a barrage of products so I can do custom type facials and not just give everybody to Fi. I want them to see that they can customize to what their needs are. So I have my fragrance portfolio that has like 35 of our 70 fragrances in it. So sometimes I'll just take that and say, see which one your favorite is. Look how amazing all our fragrances are. So sometimes I have all of it. Me and Ashley have done sunscreen stations. We went to a park, had signs up, free sunscreen station, and we just had every kind of sunscreen we have to get that on people's skin. And we had a clipboard where they could fill in, their info that they got free sunscreen.
I love that for the soccer season coming up over here.
Yes, soccer mom. Field. Yes.
I'm like, oh, I like that.
No, it's great. So I think a couple of things, if you kind of grab and kind of scale that down to really the message is, think about where you're going. Think about this. If you walk by a tabletop and somebody's just sitting, I don't care if it's a coffee shop, a wine shop, you're sitting at a restaurant and you've got makeup trays out. You've got a laptop up and the girl next to you is sitting there doing it and she's doing a makeover. What do people do at another table?
Yes. Yes, they do.
And you're like, come over here. I have to do 10 free virtual makeovers today. That's what you're doing. Come on over, grab your friend, come over, come play. So think about what's the attraction at the table that makes people stop and go, ooh, smell it. They're watching someone going, oh my gosh, that looks amazing. You're like this commercial sitting at a table. So one is popping up a tabletop. You could just sit at Starbucks and do it Tuesdays and Thursdays if you want, right? And you can invite people there and you can meet people there. Or you can take the other approach, which is that recording on how to have a business partnership, that both of you are marketing a tabletop inside that business. And so listen to both. Here's the deal. try it. Try it. 1 week do skincare, 1 week bring spa, 1 week bring color, 1 week bring fragrances, and try it, right? Give it a shot. And I think Denise said this, if you don't just get out there and get having fun and being passionate and sharing what you know is the best thing, and you're sitting in your house thinking about it, you're never going to grow about it. So
Yeah.
I love all that you both said. So if you have more questions for our experts, put it in the chat. We'll certainly send them a little chat box and we'll make sure we get their answers for you. So we want to say thank you again. Can we hear a great big whoop from Denise and Tucky? We want to say thank you so much for all that you brought us, right, Jack? Amazing,
Thanks,
amazing.
besties.
And we know you can do
Yeah.
it. That's right. So thank you so much for being our graduates and our mentors, beautiful ladies. Okay, let's take us to, ready, Jack? We're going to go back to our last segment tonight, just doing a little update for each and every one of you. All right. So,
Working? Woof. Okay.
oh my gosh, you can do it. You can do it. So make sure your dog's okay though. Okay.
Yes,
So
she's fine.
we just want to share with you, we're not here to read this calendar. We did put it in WhatsApp for you. It is a planning calendar. Jackie and I, after watching WhatsApp, after having some coaching calls with y'all, we decided that we wanted to make a calendar. Because the biggest gap we have is setting a goal, as Denise talked about. If I'm going to talk to 3 a day, where am I going to do it? How am I going to do it? Setting that goal, putting it in your calendar, planning to do it, and taking action to do it. If you don't have that focus, you're not going to achieve your goals. So I'm not going to read this to you, but go through here. You have to set the goals for sure, from online, in person, and results you're looking for. You want to keep your goal in front of you and all the fun, best ways we know to grow it. Over here, we talk about the key. What do we say? What are we inviting people to do? Right? And then what do you do? Listen to that webinar or podcast from Kelly Northcutt. It's awesome. Then what are we focusing on? This was Denise right here, sharing from your heart and listening to people, as Tucky said. And then you got to stay inspired every day. What's your little food or medicine every morning? Jackie sent you a couple little quick clicks. Maybe you all have some little videos that inspire you or something you read, share it. And make sure you've got a plan to meet with a bestie, your upline, a buddy, business buddy. You want to do this consistently throughout the week. You got to stay on target, okay? The rest of it is you're writing your plans. You wake up in the beginning of the week, you say, who are my future consultants this week? Make your list, check it twice. How am I going to sponsor this week? Again, where am I going to go? Maybe I'm going to the jumping places in McDonald's because the kids are going back to school and I want to go meet some moms. Maybe that's my goal. So that's one. Maybe I'm going to go live on Facebook. Maybe I'm going to go through my phone book and invite people I know. Great. So you need at the beginning of the week, the sponsoring plan for the week. We also put on there, how am I connecting to 3 to 5 people every day? You got a plan to do it. Denise said it beautifully, no more words needed. So every day we've got that for you. Then we make sure at the end of the week, you track your number of conversations, you track to your goals. We gave the goal last week to have 1 QNCs, end of the month 2. Make sure you watch the podcast we've given you. And remember to watch the Consultant JVU 1, 2, 3, okay? Then you got to make sure you celebrate you. Take time to say, yay me. Make sure that you also see the meetings in blue and show up. Okay. So we did that. It's not to look so busy. We wanted to remind you of all things Royal, ROYAL. These are the things you do in this business, the basics to this business. You'll learn more in JVU. But do you have a plan to service your clients this week for reorders, that refills that we heard? Are you offering 3 people a day the opportunity? I thought of you because I'd love to have you because I think you'd love this. Would you take a look or share it? And again, hosting those personals and parties that Tucky and Denise just did magically. Going live, we're seeing some of you do that. Do it more often. Tag Jackie and I, and make sure you share it in the WhatsApp group. The more we share, the more we grow. And again, gather new leads every day. Betty's sharing that. Many of you are sharing how you're doing that every single day with gift bags, treats, as Tucky talked about, and so much more. So we end this again talking about how do I prioritize? Every day, the number one thing on your mind is how you plan to meet enough people to add new consultants to your team. You want to, again, set that plan: who, where, when, and how, and what. You want to follow up on the leads that you have, follow up with your clients, hostesses, people you know, and your new consultants every single week. Make sure you've got that plan as well. And share your wins with your managers, the WhatsApp group, your team growers, and always ask for help. As Denise said, you've got more support than you know from this amazing community. So if you don't know where JVU is, I'm going to do this very quick. I'm going to let Jackie end us, but I wanted to just show you. Go into training and then go to virtual university. There's 3 sessions there. Feel free to watch those and then bring your new consultants to watch them as well. Next, some of you in some of the coaching time said, I don't really know all the details of qualifying to manager, getting to manager. Take a picture of this screen and go on to this bit.ly. Show me more Jafra, okay? HTTPS, and then the bit.ly code, and then show me more Jafra. You got to type it in as it is, but if you don't know everything on the table, there's where you go, okay? So we wanted to give you a little boost before we go, and then I'll take it back to Jack to end. So here we go. Let's take a look. Let's take a listen, and make sure you let me know, Jack, if the sound is on.
I will.
Thank you. Okay, here we go.
When you put a carrot into hot water, I want to really drive this point home. What happens to the carrot? It gets softened, it gets weakened. Some of us are like, I have no idea. When you put an egg into boiling hot water, what happens? Right, it gets hardened by its environment. So often we allow our environments to cause us to get hardened. Hardened hearts, bitterness, angry. So often we get weakened by our environments. But when you put that coffee bean into hot water, what happens? Magic. I love that. Transformation, magic. The bean, by the way, even if it's not ground up, within an hour will actually make coffee. It's not impacted by its environment. Instead, the coffee bean transforms its environment. So imagine we're driving our energy bus forward. We got this coffee bean in our hand reminding us that we don't create our world outside in, we create it inside out. And every moment, every opportunity, every club, every kid, we can transform from the power that is inside of us. That's where the power lies. Never think your circumstances define you. They do not. You define your circumstances by your belief, by your faith, by your optimism, by your vision, by your purpose, by your love, and everything we just talked about. The power is on the inside. So let's go out there together and transform this world. Every club, every kid, every day, from the inside out. Thank you so much.
Jack, back to you. Tell us a little bit about that story, where they can find it, what else they can find there.
That makes me want to cry and also drink coffee at the same time. So that was John Gordon. I think we've shared a John Gordon with them before, but he's on YouTube. Almost all of his content is as equally as lovely and uplifting, and also kind of pins you down and tells you, to be honest about what you're able to do and what you're doing. I love his Know Your Why. I love the Do One Thing. So check him out on the YouTube, John Gordon, John No H Gordon. You can search and you can find him, and he is so totally worth listening to. Okay, now, when you go out into the world driving your energy bus, right, and you go out into the world to make coffee, what you need to do, obviously, is be having those conversations, just like Tucky and Denise said, opening your mouth and talking about your passion. So if you're going to be on track to have 67 conversations this month, you need to have had 51. How many conversations have each of you had? You don't have to tell me, but you know in your hearts what you've done or what you haven't done. Knowing that opening your mouth is your best tool, whether it's physically in person or typing on your phone or sharing on social. If you aren't on track with 51, you have some catching up to do, right? So you have 8 days to go. Take away all the days you don't want to work. So that might be the weekends. That might be you want to work on the weekends only. Figure out the days that you want to work and take those that you don't want to work and take those out of 8. Okay. The number of conversations that you need to have is whatever your difference from 67 is divided by those days. And honestly, if you're having, what is it, 40 conversations, you need to have 40 more conversations divided by how many more days? I need to look at the calendar. Today is here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is there 6 days left this month? Is that accurate?
Yeah, 6 if you're taking the weekend off.
6 if you're taking the weekends off. So like even say 5 days. 40 divided by 5 is 8 conversations. If you can't have 8 conversations in a day, I'm concerned. You can. I know you all can. You all can connect with somebody, anybody, and have 8 conversations in a day. So write down the goal of how many conversations that you want to have, that you need to have to hit that 67 goal, and keep the promise to yourself to do it. Yes, you need to have a plan. So decide where you're going to have those conversations, whether you're going to set up at a Starbucks, you're going to compliment another mom at the side of the soccer field. That's me. I would love to receive your compliment at the soccer field. Please open your mouth and talk to them. Okay? Make your plan, write it down, keep your promise to yourself because you deserve it. Okay? You deserve to do your best work, and other people deserve to hear what you have to offer. Right? I love it.
So how many of you set your goal, number of conversations each day between now and the end of August? If you go to work, they're going to tell you what you have to do to get your paycheck, right? So your task is to just talk to enough people, invite enough people. So let's narrow this down. Maybe 67 is overwhelming. 1 in 10 people, when they're truly invited to Jafra, say yes. And that's if you don't even know what you're saying. We just did had our leaders tell us their ratios, and they're about 1 in 4, 1 in 5, 1 in 6. But if you feel unskilled, it really is about 1 in 10 on average in the industry, when invited, will say yes. Here's Tucky, who had someone today who hadn't even tried the product. Her energy bus was driving. Denise's love and passion oozes, right? You saw 2 people who just really, truly showed you how simple it is when you care about them and you have something to gift them with. Betty Green, I know. What's happening in your conversations that's different this month? Do you mind sharing for a quick minute?
So I'm I'm actually talking. I'm actually a couple of things. I actually have chosen to actually do my business, to actually work at it instead of being retired at it. I have actually chosen to open my mouth instead of saying I was going to and not doing it. I've actually prepared myself and had things in my bag, except I didn't refill today. But I'm sending it to her tomorrow. But I gave her a bunch of stuff. I went with a gift, but I didn't have the skincare. I bought a lot of gifts. I buy things when they're at a really good price so I can give them away more easily. So that's what I do. I go to clearance a lot. I have chosen, I've just chosen to do it. So I say, have I told you that I have that I work with Jafra Beauty, that I have a skincare business, that have I told you this yet? And I have a gift for you. And I would like, would you like to try this? I give them the gift anyway, but if it's not skincare, then I ask them if they'd like to try it. And then I say, I'd like to follow up and get your opinion. And would you mind if I have your phone number? And they never say no. So it's just again, people have said this. It's just a mind shift, and I have to tell you, I am 2 for 2 in asking people to join the business. Yeah, I didn't ask people. I didn't ask people. And they both, until I asked them, and they both signed. And it was so one was she was going to buy $198 worth of Defy, and so I said, it's silly. You need to buy the kit, you need to join, buy the kit, and then you get this. And it was a no-brainer for her. And the other one, she knew all about royal jelly, so she bought the royal jelly kit.
Love it.
Yeah, so
1 for 1. Look at that. Woo-hoo!
yeah,
So thank you for your closing words. We knew, as you are the queen bee of last week, this week, you are just tracking and trending. We wanted to say congratulations to you, Betty. Thank you for sharing. So if your goal is 2 QNCs, okay, you might be a 1 for 1 ratio. I don't know. God bless you, Betty. But maybe you're new and you're feeling angst. Then no, you need to talk to 20 people, divide it by 5 days, like Jackie said. And that's 4 a day. If 8 is overwhelming, take the steps for 4. Start with 2 a day right now to get it going. And then move it to 4, and then go to 6 and go to 8, however you spread it out. Try not to do all things on August 31st. That's a time bomb waiting to happen. Let's not do that. But if you are feeling angst, I don't have all these products, I don't have gift bags I can make. You know what? The best gift is sitting down and treating someone to a back of the hand facial, to treating someone to time, which is doing a virtual makeover in your free website, a free skin consult with you, and you call and talk to them and help them get the solutions of beauty that they're looking for. Time is also a gift. Pampering them with any of your products. Meet me at Starbucks for 15 minutes and bring a friend. I want to treat you, and I'm in training, and it would help me, but I want to most importantly treat you. You don't have to have everything in your bag. You don't have to have all the supplies. You just have to do it, as Denise said. And as Betty said, I just hadn't asked them. And when I did, they're grateful because it's what's in it for them. So thank you all so much. Jack, any parting words before we head out tonight?
My kids sound like rabid animals, so if you can hear them, I'm so sorry. I think it's really just a testament to, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. If you don't ask people or share with them their options, the answer will always be no.
Yeah.
Right? So go
That's
get your
awful
yeses by
rejection.
sharing, right?
That's right. Avoid rejection by asking.
Yeah.
I was doing that. I was fearful of the no's.
Yeah.
And
And the no's don't hurt you, right?
they don't.
No, they don't.
I can't imagine the tens of thousands we've had over years of time. And you know what? We're still breathing. And think about this. How many of you have been asked to be in another company to buy another product from someone you know, like, or trust? You said no. You're still friends. The truth is, you really didn't need the product. I get asked all the time, I don't want what they sell. And I'm very honest and say, you know what? I don't use that. I don't want that. I love what I have. I thank you. I wish you the best. But if I think of someone, I'll pop them your way. And we're friends. Nobody died. Nobody defriended each other. I just truly didn't need it. And if they tell me that, I appreciate it. And so if you ever think of anybody looking for the best gig in town, can I send you my card? I'm going to pop it in the mail today with just a little treat and share it with someone forward. Make someone's day for me, please. That's it. So we thank you all for tonight. Thank you, Denise. Thank you, Tucky. Thank you, Betty.
Thank you,
Thank you all. All right. We wish you the best. Have a great closing to the month. Bye, everyone.